Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel. Today I got an interesting gadget to show you, and this is the Bio Compost Bin by GEME. Now this is an electric 19-liter compost bin where it uses electricity to provide the best environment to accelerate the decomposition of food waste. I'm going to show you all the details, how it works, what do you get for your money as per my usual video, but it will be interesting to see what these expensive products can do, because let's address the white elephant in the room. At 800 over pound, this will price out a lot of people in the normal household. I'm in the UK, 800 over pound is a lot of money. My channel is about showcasing unique gadgets that your money can buy on the market. Hopefully they deliver what they say on the tin. For me personally, I don't mind spending a lot of money providing they do work and they do consistently work over a long period of time, so I make my money's worth. For example, a Babanta kind of a household bin is just a stainless steel can with a very nice lid. We use them every day. I don't mind paying 120 quid for one of those, and then I got one for the recycle bin. That's 240 quid already. A lot of people won't be able to afford that kind of money, and I'm in a very fortunate position where you guys support me by watching my video, so a lot of my money go back into funding this kind of a fun project for review. Hopefully you will find my information useful. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe to my channel to see more interesting gadgets. Now, a lot of people like to be environmental friendly, so first of all you reduce the amount of food that you waste, but actually instead of throwing the food in the landfill, it's better to actually compost them and use them in your garden so that the life cycle continue. When I'm doing my research, I see a lot of other products on the market at around the 200 pound mark, and they are a lot more compact as well, a smaller machine. But actually, they are not really compost bin. All they do is a dehydrator with a blade. A lot of those machines, basically, you put food in there, and then the blade will chop it up, and you heat it up to 160 degrees, which kills everything. Good bacteria, bad bacteria. Because of the high heat, it takes away all the moisture, and then it condenses the food waste into a small amount. A lot of people think that that is good for your soil. Yes, in the long run, because you still need to break down by nature, but a lot of wild animals like foxes and stuff like that, they dig up the garden thinking those dry food waste is actually food. They smelled it and then they dig it up, and I don't want that in my garden. And secondly, those machines, you put food in there, every week you need to empty them. So that's why I've gone for the 19 liters one. This one here, once you added the bioculture, you let it work for 6 hours, and then every day you can add stuff to it, just like a normal compost bin. When the compost is ready, you can actually start taking food out every day, and you don't have to empty it all at once. Actually, they do recommend not to empty it, because when you empty it, you need to add new culture to it. So there is an expensive outlay. This one costs about 800 over pound in the UK. At the same time, you have to buy those bioculture from the company for this to work. And it works out about £80 a year. And I think every couple of months, you're supposed to add some fresh culture to the machine to activate the whole bio process again. I will put a meter with the machine to find out what's the electricity consumption will be. I have solar panel to supplement my electricity use. That's why I don't mind having a electric composter, which needs to be left on 24/7. Having this in the kitchen, it has to be quiet. And GEME, the company, is the only one that I found on the internet where you don't need to replace for example, a carbon activated filter to take out the odor from your food bin. For those of you who have food scrap in a food bin for a couple of days, in hot summer days, you will know that they smell. So this one here, designed in Belgium, so they use a special metal alloy or metal composite filter which filter out all the odor, so it's for life and you don't need to change the filter, which is fantastic. And so hopefully I can show you what this can and can't do in my kitchen. So let's open this and have a look and see what your money can buy. So first of all, it comes in this big box here. On the box itself, it stated all the benefits for using a machine, and this is over 15 kilos. Packaging wise, nicely packaged. It got foam protecting on all sides. Okay, machine's shell is made of plastic, and it has a black and white theme to it. Handles on both sides, so you can carry it around. Let me take it out of the base and put it on the table. So I'm in the UK, so I got a 3-pin plug. And on the back of the machine, it says max power 0.43 kilowatt hour. And for dimension wise, this is 32 centimeters wide, 455 depth, and 665 centimeters tall. So by all means, this is not a small machine. So this is almost like a full-size household rubbish bin that you will have in the kitchen. So you need to have space for a machine like this. The machine is designed to be top opened, and inside you got your quick start guide here, which tells you how to store your machine. Obviously not to put it outside in direct rain and stuff like that. They do have adjustment feet here to make sure that the machine is level. And it does have the warning here saying that each time you do not put more than 1 kilo of food waste and not more than 5 kilos in any one day. The thing I like about this machine, I think I said it in the beginning of the intro, is that you just keep adding to this machine. So you don't have to empty it out all the time before you start again. In here you got your information leaflet, and it tells you what you can and what you can't put into the machine. The thing which is easy to compost, that will be your fruits, your normal leftover food, basically anything that you can kind of reduce the size as much as possible. Meat produce and coffee grind and those things, they take a bit longer. They will be more than 24 hours before it decomposed. And what is not acceptable will be like bones, shells, tea bags, bioplastic, cigarettes, but then use your common sense, guys. Some things needs to be going in the compost bin or used as a different way to compost. Now, as soon as I open the bin, I can smell some kind of organic smell to it. It's not a bad smell, it's just like organic smell. So the top lid is like this. It's got a bit of plastic and a flap and a metal handle, but then the whole top comes off. And inside the compartment, you will find your starting pack of bio. They call it GEME Cobalt. So that will be your live culture or the stuff that you need to add to the machine to get it started. You've got a couple of tools in this bag. So you got a little spade here and a kind of a scraper as well. So this is what the inside look like. You got a stainless steel kind of a shaft here with some sharp blade. I guess when they rotate, this is how they move the food waste around on the inside. Here you got a little filter, and I'm not sure if that's an inlet or outlet port, but we'll find out later on in the video. In terms of instruction, this is as clear as you can get. So they tell you what you can do and what you can't do and how to use your machine and all that. I'm going to set the machine up here for the first half of the video, and then later on I will install this in my kitchen. So this is the GEME Cobalt Compost Starter. It comes in a paper bag like this, and you're supposed to add this with water into the machine before you can use it. So let's open it and see what it is about. Obviously this is a still relatively new company or new things on the market. Hopefully as time passes, this kind of thing will become cheaper. At the moment it's about 80 or 90 pounds a year that you will need to buy. So first of all, it doesn't smell bad or anything like that. It actually has a very organic smell to it, almost like coffee. So this is what you use to start off the culture in the machine. So when the food gets mixed with this organic matter and given the accelerated environment, it'll break down your food overnight. Okay, so for the purpose of showing you guys what your money can buy and what this can and cannot do in the most unbiased way, we're going to do everything together, okay? So from the start to finish. So yep, I unpacked the machine. So now I'm going to plug it into the socket. So I already have a usage monitor here, which I will monitor how much power it's going to use. So I'm just going to plug it in. As soon as I plug it in without doing anything, this is showing about 40 to 50 volt. So this is now powered up. On the front here, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but let me tilt it a little bit. So the moment they say open, so you can sense the door is open here. You've got the time and the date, and the power icon is on at the moment. So according to the instruction on the GEME Cobalt, you're supposed to power it up, which I did. You pull in all the contents into the machine. I love the big opening on the top, much easier to load and unload. And then you pour 800 ml of water, which is this. So this is 800 milliliter of water. and then you can start using it after 6 hours. So it does take some time for the culture to start working, but let me just show you. So obviously my camera can't show you what the smell is like. There is a distinct smell to this colloid or the mixture that you can buy. I can only describe it as like a herb, coffee kind of a smell. Not unpleasant at all. And at the moment 33 volt. Let me put the lid back on. So this here is a plastic lid, and when you need to put food in there, you don't remove the whole lid, you just lift up the flap here. Okay, so let me close the lid. Now it shows 0000, and in front here you got the humidified, power, and the odorize. And the timer here at the moment is say time, but there's also a day. In terms of noise, I have my mic on my neck, so let me put it closer to the machine. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but basically it sounds like a fridge. So it sounds like a normal fridge in your kitchen. I won't say it is silent, but you won't notice it. So that's it for now. We wait for 6 or 8 hours. So tomorrow we can start putting food inside. Okay, now this is day 2. This has been a bit more than 24 hours from the last time we set up the machine. Unfortunately, because I opened the lid, it kind of reset the counter, so I have no idea how long it has been running. They say the first time you use it, you have to leave it for 6 to 7 hours. I actually leave it for more than that now. So this is about, I think, about 1.5 days now. So far it used 2.1 kilowatt of electricity. Yeah, I usually only pay 6p per kilowatt because I got battery and I run my battery at night time to charge. But the UK standard is about 15p per kilowatt. So this is so far has cost like an average person of 30 pence to run, and we haven't put anything in there yet. Now there's no smell to this room whatsoever. Now inside the machine, there is no smell whatsoever. In fact, it smells a bit like a coffee grind, kind of organic smell. It's not unpleasant at all. In fact, I actually quite like this kind of smell. Smell is very important for me. That's why I set up the machine here, not in my kitchen, because I don't want my wife to go crazy when things don't turn out right. But so far, okay. So now the machine should be primed and ready for putting in a kitchen waste. So this caddy is a small bin. We usually have at least one of these a week, sometimes 2, depends on how much we cook. And yeah, there's all sorts in there at the moment. Let's not open it right now. Let me put my gloves on. And we're going to measure how much is going in as well. Oh my god, that thing stinks. So the idea of having one of these composts is that every time when we after a meal, instead of scooping them into a kitchen caddy like this, I put it under the sink and then wait for a collection every week or every 2 weeks. We just going to put it right in. We're just going to put it right into the compost machine here. That's why I quite like the idea of having this big open space, so that when you scrape the food in there, you're not going to like make a big mess, hopefully. So the brochure say we can put up to 5 kilos of kitchen waste or food waste. So this is 1.8 kilogram that is with the plastic tub. And you guys going to see what I'm actually putting in there. Okay, we had some katsu curry night tonight, so there is a potato, some leftover potato, half size, and we've got some potato peel and carrot peel. So those are your usual compost stuff. Some cabbage, eggshell. They say egg shell is not supposed to compost. You know what, I'm going to chuck it in there anyway. This is going to get a bit nasty now. Chicken bone. More vegetables. Like broccoli stem. Oh, now it's a nasty bit. You've got chicken. More chicken. Avocado. Oh, this has become gluey now. Now, if you can't handle kitchen waste like a normal caddy would be able to handle, then there's really no point having a machine, because I won't have a machine just do vegetables. Oh, this smells rank. Ugh. Okay, so the rest go in the bin. Whoa, just smell this closely. So about 500 grams left. So you should have at least 1.3 kilograms of food waste. And like I say, I don't really care. I chuck everything in there, including like meat, chicken bones, eggshells, basically everything that you would have in your kitchen waste. And we're going to leave it for a 24 hours, and then we're going to come back and look at and see what the machine can and what it can't do. Since there's a nice recess here, maybe I can put a camera in here. Okay guys, this is my camera setup, and you can see that it is nice and clear now what is inside the compost bin. You see a lot of things in there which I think is not supposed to be in there. But I mean, given enough of time, I'm sure everything will compost. It just means that 24 hours might not be enough for some of this stuff, like the eggshell and the bones. But I do expect everything get munched up. Now the smell is horrible in here because I opened that kitchen caddy, so I don't want to stay here for too long. I need to rinse out that caddy and then let the machine run. It has been more than 24 hours since I put 1.3 kilograms of food scrap into the GEME. So far it has used 4.3 kilowatt hour, so I pay 6p per kilowatt hour, so you guys might pay more. Besides, I have solar to compensate some of them, so that's not relevant a cost to me. One thing I found out is that every time you open the lid of the bin, it will think that you have put more scraps in there, and then the power consumption actually shoots up. It must be doing something to help you to compost your food waste. So ideally you don't open it unless you need to have access to the compost or you're adding more stuff to it. That put aside, let's open it and have a look. I have to move the GEME a little bit here because I ran out of batteries on the light and the GoPro overnight. Let me remove those now, otherwise this is really hot. So let's have a look and see what we get, and see if we get that distinctive odor from the food yesterday. I have to say that in this room so far, as soon as I put the food inside, close the lid and let it run, I never have any foul smell or anything like that in my studio right here, which I'm actually quite pleased. I thought that, you know, since the food waste is going to be so bad smell, I'm going to get in a lot of problem, but actually I didn't run into any problem whatsoever. So even now when I open the bin, it doesn't have that smell from yesterday. So yesterday when I was putting the kitchen waste in there with my gloves on, it actually stings. But at the moment it doesn't smell of anything at all. Again, it has that little aroma, almost like coffee grind, that kind of thing. It does not smell unpleasant at all, which is surprising. Now, obviously, yesterday was a lot of juice, food juice, and today I don't see any, so it's quite dry. Potato is still intact, and apart from the potato, I can't really tell what else is in there. Yeah, yesterday I put in like chicken meat, chicken bones, and you know, all sorts of things that they say is not ideal for compost, but I chuck it in there anyway. So I count this as a win because I don't smell anything at all. So I will let it run a bit more and then I come back and check on it maybe tomorrow. So currently this is running at 17 volt. So this is quite low power when it is actually not doing anything. Now I have been running the GEME for more than a week now, and I felt that it has graduated from my studio into my kitchen, as you can see next to my kitchen bin right here. Now whenever you open the lid, it activates the machine, and then you can hear the low humming noise. It's no noisier than my fridge when the compressor kicks in. But the most impressive thing is that, you know, that stinky, foul-smelling food went into it, and my studio just didn't smell at all. So that addressed one of my major concerns, is that, but at the end of the day, the bacteria and the rotting food is in there being processed. But so far, I have no problem. Today is the day that I'm going to take some out and spread in my garden. So let's have a look and see what the GEME does to the food that I put in. So again, it has that organic smell, like coffee grind. I can see some big pieces like here, so those are quite dry but not broke down yet. And what else do we have in here? The bones. Remember the chicken bone? All the meat is now off the bone, and they're still kind of solid, so it probably take longer than 7 days to break them down. But if I dig a bit deeper, you got avocado seeds. I don't know, will this ever break down? It probably take like months or a year before it get mushy, right? But overall, this is a dry mix. It feels dry to me. So all that meat juice, vegetable juice is now kind of gone. Yeah, so I guess this is ready to be taken out and spread in my garden. This is the end of my testing video. I thoroughly enjoyed the week experience with the GEME compost bin. I think the technology really allows you to accelerate the rate of turning food waste into compost. The 19-liter capacity is ideal for a big family where you continuously can add food to the compost bin without having to empty it out all the time. I think it would be better if you actually keep adding food to it rather than take a lot out at one go, because I can just imagine that you have to replace the GEME cardboard starting material all the time if you are going to empty out the bin very frequently. We have busy lifestyle and we don't get to change the bin all the time. So sometimes the food can be in there for, let's say, 5 days or 7 days, and it starts to smell. As I show you on the video, when I was filling up the compost bin the first time, I have like chicken meat juice in there, which is like disgusting. We should have emptied out our caddy, a couple of days before that, especially in hot summer days. But both me and my wife do have our day job, so that is not always convenient for us to do. But having the GEME bin now in my kitchen, I can always as soon as we finish the meal, we can tell the kids to clean up, and then they can just scrape the food into the compost bin without having to worry about it being overflow, or we have to empty it every so often. It doesn't use a lot of electricity, but it is a device that I need to plug in 24/7, so you do have to take into consideration how much it's going to cost you in terms of electricity. Now, I have solar panel and house battery to offset any electricity use, so I can use that to my advantage to accelerate the rate of composting the food with electricity. The machine now is in my kitchen and it will probably working in the background without me doing any intervention. It does make a humming noise, especially when the blade is working because there is a motor inside, but it's no louder than my fridge when the compressor kicks in. You will hear it if the room is silent, but in the normal day-to-day kitchen, I'm happy for it to sit there in the corner doing its thing. It doesn't disturb us or my family. So thank you very much for watching my video. Put in the comment section and let me know what you think about the machine. Do you think it will be useful in your household or maybe in a small cafe or shop? Would it be more useful in a residential setting or in a small cafe or small restaurant? Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel if you find my information useful. I can't wait to see you next time with more interesting gadgets. Bye bye.